many drops must gather to the skies before the cloudburst comes, we may not know. How hot the fires ill under hills must glow, ere the volcano's scalding lavas rise. Can none say, but all wot the hour is sure. Who dreams of vengeance has but to endure. He may not say how many blows must fall, how many lives be broken on the wheel, how many corpses stiffen 'neath the pall, how many martyrs fix the blood-red seat. Certain is the harvest time of hate. But when weak moans by an indignant world re-echoed to a throne are backwards hurled, who listens hears the mutterings of fate. That is, What you sow you must reap by Voltairine de Cleyre. So, as we come back in to find out what has been sown, we find, let's see here, let's get some good music going. Excellent. We find our good pal here, Micah. Actually, we started off specifically between kind of a split scene between both him and Yins. And Yins is trying to find his way back, trying to get back to Micah as quickly as he can. But of course, that's a little difficult. He's not familiar with this area. And as he starts looking through, we find Micah looking to see what information he could gather. A little suspicious, a little wary. He goes back to try to find out why exactly, as he got the radio call actually from Yins, who realized that he had a radio. Micah got a little curious, a little concerned about a possible conspiracy in his own household. And so he went to go find out who didn't come to fight. And despite this long-standing familiar call, he thought of his bodyguard, and recognizing, of course, that his bodyguard wasn't there for the actual fight, he starts looking through to find out who may know what had happened. He goes looking to find out if somebody who knows Bobby, maybe even saw what had happened, could give him a little insight after he and Amadi jumped down that, jumped off the wall and decided to go fight for themselves. And as dice fall, because, I'm just being a little sloppy right now, he finds some of the guards. None of them remember the fight that just happened, not even a full day ago. But getting some good rolls, getting a little social skills going, and of course being the lord and the lord of the area, the night guard, or not the night guard, the shift guard, gives him a little bit of information, gives him access to kind of review who was on watch, who may be able to give a little bit more information, and getting the name of one of the guards who was there. Micah proceeds down where he sees that one of the broad killer being brought back in for interrogation. He decides he wants to be involved in that because whoever is directing the broad kill, well, they may have directed his own kidnapping, if not his own death. And Micah stalks his way through the corridors, keeping his head low to make sure he doesn't actually get caught. His concerns of this possible conspiracy almost as strong as his concerns about the Cyber Knights who are currently nestled in here. He finds himself in the prison. He goes to ask the prison guard if he can be part of the interrogation. The prison guard seems a little surprised. Why is Micah down here? And as Micah realizes just a hair too late, this guard's not here for him, but is willing to take the opportunity. The guard slips through, and at the last moment, you hear the opening of gates, and suddenly, the prisoners down here are now free. So, we're going to start off, and I think a chaos factor of 7 sounds just about right now. My expectation of the scene is that Mike is about to fight something. Let's find out how and how close. So, with a 7, that is a 0, or that's technically a 10, so the scene's going to progress as normal. But we are going to Let's start by asking a fake question. Is the creature Micah's about to fight at least, if not equal to him, at least maybe a little weaker? Here's hoping. I'm going to call this very unlikely. 82, so no. It's going to be a little bit stronger than him. So let's get, where are... I could have sworn I just had my handy dandy little binder. There it is on the other side. All right, so let's get a description for who this is going to be to find out what he's going to be fighting. Let's do... this is a little tough. What exactly would we want? What would he hope to fight versus what he's probably going to end up fighting? Alien species descriptors. Let's start there, just because. 86 tail. 66 tail, powerful tail. Okay, well, what's got a powerful tail? Let's look at the savage foes of North America. Oh, I have an idea. Let's go over to the demonic section. A lot of those have tails. Let's see. Let's ask. Is this a Demonix that he's about to fight? This puts it, I'll say 50-50. 11. So yes, and we're about to have a completely random event. Or at least a change to this. So let's take a look there. So as oh, come on, there we go. As the doors begin to slide open, there's a Micah turns around. He squints a little bit in the bright lights as there is a heavy claw that just suddenly... He goes, oh, is that a kitty? But the claw itself is not biological. It looks almost mechanical. It swings. Multiple fingers wrap around this thing. And he realizes, of course, it's big. The creature begins to pull itself through the doorway, narrow. It's slipping its shoulders in sideways, and the thing stands up. 18 feet tall, it is hunched slightly in this hallway. It has a massive amphibian head, giant bulging eyes that reflect and blink sideways. And it is a humanoid body with incredibly powerful arms. These things zigzag. They almost seem to follow like a river's pattern of blood vessels just beneath the surface. Its skin looks almost transparent, fish-like, which continues with its kind of short legs that almost seem like they had evolved from fins that had split. However, those legs now look like they contain incredibly powerful leaping muscles. There are tendrils that flow from the back of its skull and then a couple underneath its chin. And as it opens its mouth, there's just rows of shark's teeth pointed backwards as though to shred. And we are going to deal us some initiative. All right. Come on, cards. Here we go. Now, I haven't actually rolled for what the random event that's going to be based on the double 11s that occurred earlier, so I am going to give it an opportunity. It's going to be our little secret. No, it's going to be something that occurs in the combat, as we've already determined that the scene itself progresses as forward. And Micah's going to be stepping in. Now, the question is, of course, can Micah actually hold his own? So, here we go. Micah's going to draw 2 cards, a 4 and a 10. He's got to keep the 4. The Manslayer gets an 8, so it's going to go first. The creature itself slops forward. This space is a little bit difficult for it, but it just... all of its weapons have been stripped out. That said, it of course still has some very powerful swings. Let's see. It comes bounding forward. Let's see, a pace of 8. I'm going to say Micah's just a little bit further than that, so it starts running to try to get to him. But it rolls a 4 on its running die, so it gets a 12 total. It's a -2 to make its attacks, but... yes. So a fighting of a D8, -2. It rolled a 1 right off the bat. Let's see. It did not roll Snake Eyes, so it still continues. It starts coming at him, these powerful arms swinging out. They look almost like they are just as wide as his body. The biceps of this thing is rippling with just an unnatural musculature. Like, again, the idea that comes into Micah's mind very quickly is this thing is more fish than it is standing, but it is clearly a demon. Shit. This is not going to be easy. Real demons are hyped like hell. So he is going to start with... You know what? One of the things that I haven't really looked at... Let me take a look here. Have I been misreading this? Does he get smite in those as innate abilities? Let's see. Powers? No, it's just, it has a trapping. It has a trapping of self only. Okay. So, it's going to multi-action penalty. Actually, he's going to start with deflection. So, his deflection, especially with his psionics roll, which is currently... Psionics is a D8. Glad I raised that. So it's a -2 for multi-action penalty, but a +1 for using this. Yeah, he gets a skill modifier included in deflection. So let's see. Oh, nice. They both blow up. Okay, 12. 15 -1 is a 14. So he is now a -4 to get hit. So he raises his hands, and as his biological armor begins to cover his form, he also adds just a little bit more. And as his mind takes control, he blinks, and suddenly there is just a faint shimmering, a little bit harder to see him. The creature squints a little bit, and he's going to take a swing himself. His Psi Sword is an innate ability, so we are just going to swing for the fences. His fighting roll is a D8. Creature does not have any abilities, is still a -2 to hit. Let's see, a 6 and a 3. Its parry is a 6. So, that is a hit. No raise. But let's see, his Psi Sword is his strength, which is a D8. And then his psionics, which is also a D8. So it's 3D8. Armor piercing 8. This thing's armor is a 14. So -8 brings it down to a 21. He's got to beat a 21 to damage this creature. Oh, that's some shit. They're spending that Benny right off the bat, because that's not going to fly. He's got to take this thing down quick, and he knows it. So, it's not really that much better. Alright, so that's a 12. 15, but he also has champion, which is an additional, so he's a 17, but he's got to beat a 21. He slashes out. The creature just kind of steps backwards a little bit. Ready. It looks like it's winding up to pounce on him. And let's see. Oh, Micah gets a Joker. Yay! And Demonix gets a 10. All right, Micah now getting the Joker, which is one of the reasons why this particular hindrance is only a lesser hindrance. He technically would have gotten a free strike given his first strike. I'd forgotten that he has that. I'm just go ahead and throw that now. 5 and a 4. No. So thing's got a parry of a 6. It's got to hit 6. All right, Micah's going to multi-action penalty this time. And he is going to, this time he's going to throw Smite on. So this is a... So multi-action penalty plus his Joker cancel out, so this is a +1 on the roll. Oh shit, he rolled Snake Eyes. Fuck. Okay, so Snake Eyes, if I remember correctly, he's got to roll... Let me grab the book. Lovely. The book's not over there. All right, so Micah immediately, all of his, he both loses concentration as his psionics just frits out. The creature just begins to cackle a little bit. He clutches his head. He's like, oh, fuck. Oh. And the shimmering around him disappears. That did not last long. However, he's still going to take his attack. That sucks, Micah. That sucks so bad, buddy. All right, 8 blows up. Okay, that's a 10 total. So that's a hit with a raise on this creature. So it is 3d8 plus a d6, and it's got to beat a 21. All right. So here we go. 4, 7, 14, 25. 25 plus 3 is 28. Micah, though, he comes back around. The Psi Sword lashes out. It scores right across this thing's chest, and it quickly begins to just glow. The Psi Sword itself, of course, is this dark gray, and as it catches some of the blue blood, it begins to splish out. The creature just... as its skin begins to burn and flake off. The creature looks now much more like a fish out of water. The gills on the other side of its mouth just begin to open and close until you realize it's not gills, it's the skin splitting. Micah drives the Psi Sword into its chest again and then drops to his knees like, oh shit. Oh my god. Oof. Okay. And he turns around and goes, what else you got? And the creature just begins to, or the guard just begins to cackle a little bit. He's like, really? Really? You think that was it? Oh, shit, kid. You know, I would say this is going to be a good lesson, but man, you're not going to be around for too much longer. So I'm going to just to double check. Snake Eyes. Let's go over to Powers Activation. All right, Backlash. Okay, so it causes a level of fatigue. So he has fatigue now. So it's a -1 on his rolls. That still would have been a hit with a raise from his last roll, but that's still good to know. As he drops to his knees, Mike's just like, fuck, man. Okay. No, I hear you, and I know that you're the coward currently hiding behind the guard's chair over there. And the guy looks, is like, it's not a chair, you dumbass. It's a complete detonation chamber. And now, let's roll. Okay. Let's pull up plot twists. Because I think this is where the plot twist comes in. Mike approves his first fight, but it doesn't last long. 25 is enter, and 100. Enter useful. Whoa. Plot twist doesn't have to be damaging against Micah. Okay. Okay. Let's say very unlikely. Do the Cyber Knights come? Are they looking for Micah right now? I'm going to say very unlikely, but it's still 15 below. 38. Okay. Next question. Does Micah still have to fight until they show up? I'm going to say this is now likely. 19. It's likely, but not very likely. And now, last question. Does Micah got to fight against a small horde of things? 59. Okay. All right. Now the question is, of course, what does Micah have to fight against a horde of? What would they actually have? What in this area? I would think these are going to be some. Well, they're not too far from the magic zone, so I think that they are going to be magic zone style creatures. Are they the Extixik? 65, yes. And let's see, 3 of them. Oh, that's not good. Those creatures are tough. Micah turns around and he just kind of looks out and he goes, "Oh, the fuck? Oh no!" It's like, why do we have these down here? Why? And then suddenly these 3 bugmen start just skittering out. Again, they have been stripped of their weapons. Let's see what kind of... They have an acid spit. And... Okay. They've got acid spit and then just their melee strike. So, good to know. So, Micah, as he watches him come in, there's that... as they try to open their wings for the first time as the gate opens up. And Micah just watches as these things come in. The Extixik, because they are effectively a race of insectoid colonizers. As they sweep across any land, they convert the material for some unknown reason and some unknown functions. They have no known means of communication. They operate as one colony, but those colonies are huge, larger than skyscrapers. They take over entire landscapes. They even effectively bioengineer and terraform the planet as they move, and they are numerous. Micah pulls his side sword aside and he's like, shit. All right, so we're going to deal. Micah starts. He gets a 2 or a 2. All right, well, at least he's got a pair of 2s. It's a shame this isn't like draw poker or something. And Micah watches as the creatures come out. They come out in semi-unison. They watch, curious. Zzz, zzz. There's kind of a raised head as one of them just kind of looks around. And let's see. Not alien actions. I don't think that means anything, but let's go to... I know there's combat actions. Do they actually attack right away? Because the Extixik, unless they feel threatened, which they very well might right now, don't necessarily always attack right away. So... And of course, Micah right now, he's now got a point of fatigue. So he's taking a -1 at all of his rolls. So character actions general, and this will help determine 76. Playful, 58. Playful leadership. Playful leadership, what does that mean? Do the Ixtixik wait until Micah takes it in action? 23. Yes, they do. The three of them, though, fan out just slightly. Their wings kind of tuck back into their carapace. Micah's watching. He's balancing his side sword in his hand. He's kind of... Okay. What are you going to do this time, buggies? Let's give Micah here. Does he know enough about this? I would say this is going to be common knowledge. I'm going to give him a common knowledge roll. It's a D6 for him right now. Yeah, common knowledge. We'll just call it and run with it, right? And he's taking a -1 for having a point of fatigue. 5 and 1. Okay, so it's a 4. So then I will allow the question, does Micah know if he doesn't take an aggressive action, they won't take an aggressive action? 100. What does that mean? He rolled a 0-0, which of course means, yep, the exceptional no. Micah. Micah. You bloodthirsty little bastard. Okay. There. Give him an advantage. Micah, as he watches. He thought about something before. Does Micah try something new? 67. Just barely. Micah reaches down. His two hands on the pommel of his side sword. And he starts pulling as though there was like he's trying to split something right down the middle. And as he does, the side sword splits in half. Slightly smaller. He pulls 2 side swords, one in each hand. He looks down and goes, huh, can you imagine that? I didn't know that I could do that. Well, come on there, you winged bastards. And he's going to run forward. He's going to try to activate deflection again. So it's a D8 plus a D6 -1, but he gets +1 on the skill modifier, so it's a -2 for the multi-action penalty he's going to try. Okay, so it activates this time without a raise, so it's a -2 to hit him. And then he, now that he's got his dual side blades, he's going to swing at one of them. 5 and a 3, -3. Yeah, so that's a 2. But the creatures then are going to come off of hold. And let's see if they can interrupt him in time. So it's going to be a dexterity roll between the one he's targeting. Their dexterity, or their agility, is a D10. And his is a D6. -1 on his, because of course, fatigued. So they get a 5, and he gets a 4. The Ixtixik sees him coming and is going to swing. It's a D10 to hit. It's a 7. That'll hit him. Actually, it's a -2 to hit right now because of his deflection. And so, Micah's parry is a 7, even -1 from the fatigue. That doesn't hit. The deflection just skitters its claw on the outside first. But the rest of them are going to turn. And they are going to try to... neither one of them hit, but they're now aware, and they watch. They start following the leader. Micah gets an ace and a 4, so he keeps the 4, but the Ixtixik get a 3. Let's see here. He has to survive 3 rounds before these creatures, or before his cavalry arrives. Let's see if he can do that. So let's make sure that we pull up the character actions combat. So that's going to determine what the Ixtixik do. But Micah Micah's going to he's going to swing one in each hand. Now it gives him +1 to parry because he's dual wielding against creatures that are unarmed. But he also takes, what is it, like a -1 or -2 from the multi-action penalty, -1 from the fatigue, so it's a -3 total on this roll. All right, the 6 blows up. 9 minus 3 is a 6, and they have a parry of 7. Say 6, 3 minus 6. Nope. So it's attack number 1. Attack number 2. 6 blows up again. So that's an 11. Minus 3. That will hit. And so it is 3d8. Now he doesn't get his damage bonus on this because these creatures are not actually demons, despite what it feels like fighting them. So, and the damage is the same, but the armor piercing is halved. All right, so it's 9, 10 total. He negates their armor, and a toughness of 15 minus 8 is, or no, the armor piercing's 4. That's right. So it brings it down to an 11. I wanted to say he's got a 9, 10 total. Just barely. He scratches across the carapace of this creature, and it rears back, just chittering. Not even. It just starts clacking its mandibles at him. So let's roll here and find out. Character actions, combat. What do the Ixtixik do? 15 bold, 61 loyal. 2 of them flank in front of the 3rd, and while Micah's not fully aware of it, the hive mentality kicks in. These 2 are willing to sacrifice their life to protect the 3rd. So what I'm going to say here is if Micah tries to injure one that is not been injured before, one that has been reduced, injured of some sort is going to sacrifice itself, which is going to make these things a little bit tougher. The 2 of them, let's see, they're going to take some swings. No. Nope. They rolled a 1 and a 3. Micah with the twin swords just begins to parry them back, exactly why he wanted to split it in half, knowing that he'd have to keep 2 of these creatures off balance at a time. He had to multiply effectively his abilities. The last one, though, sits back a little bit, watching. Now, Micah, a king and a 6, so he keeps the 6. The Ixtixik get the 8. So let's find out again. 19. 19 careless. 75 careless prepare. Okay. The 2 of them, the 2 creatures, they start to flank him. And Micah watches. He's got them on either side. He gets to ignore a 1 point of gang up bonus, which is exactly what he's hoping for right now too, because they would get this otherwise. But as they do, they both take wild attacks. And wild attacks here allow them to gain a +2 to hit, or a -2 to hit for a +2 to damage. And so, let's see. Oh no. Okay, it's an 11 to hit him with his, even with -2, that brings it down to a 9. So it's not a hit with a raise, but it is still a hit. Their strength is a D10. But it's not enough as it slams into Micah. He kind of staggers backwards a little bit and just kind of watches, catches his breath, just fuck. Okay, I can see that you guys are strong, but what the fuck is that one doing? And it winds up, and from between its mandibles, it just and spits out a glob of acid. So it needs to use a shooting skill roll, which is a D10. So it's a -2 to hit him because he still has the deflection up. 6 minus 2 is a 4, and since he's not going against his parry, he is trying to use shooting. That does hit. This is 3d4. There's a real danger here because the more dice you roll, especially with d4s, the more likely they are to blow up. So 5 6, 7, 8. That is not enough. He's got, oh wait, armor piercing 8. Shit. No, that's not enough. His toughness without his armor is still an 11. It's 10 technically with his... Yeah, it's a 10 technically without, or with his fatigue, but I don't think it reduces toughness. Doesn't really matter though. It's not enough. The acid, he dodges just at the last second. It deflects off of the psionic armor he summoned. The shimmering kind of hisses and spits as the air itself burns through it. And Micah comes back around. He draws a 2, but then the X-Stick get a 3. So this is the last round without help. Let's hope the X-Stick don't do something crazy here. Like, let's see. 84 spy, 72 oppose. All right, do they get a notice roll? That's what I'm going to say. Their notice is a D8. One of them notices. The other is a little too, or the two up front are too bloodthirsty to try to take on Micah. But suddenly there is just a cranking noise. There's something burning a hole directly through, and as it happens, suddenly there's just a... The doors explode inwards as 3 figures walk in. One of them wearing a wide-brimmed, like a grass reed woven cap, or a hat, covers his face, and he holds out one hand, which suddenly appears with a shimmering blue blade. Another one, a large, almost lizard-like creature with an open jaw. It suddenly draws what almost looks like a overextended Zweihander. This massive, wavy, curvy blade that looks like it's designed to just rip and tear, both of which Micah immediately recognized. He couldn't see these people as they fought, but he sees them now. And he begins to wonder, are they here for me? Oh shit, what if they're here for me? Oh, I can't fight all of them. So I'm going to go ahead and deal them in. They get the queen. They come sprinting forward. And as Micah kind of prepares himself, hoping that he's going to be able to hold them off just long enough. Let's see, fighting of a D12. First one, 10 to hit. Let's see here. 10 to hit, and his Psi Sword does 3d10. Very well trained indeed. Two of those blow up. I'm not even going to count the rest. He catches the one in the back. It splits right between the carapace and the creature as it is facing him. That's a good question. Okay, fake question here. Is this particular one about to strike his like stick in the back? No, 89. He just barks out the lizard-looking creature as it holds his heavy blade. He goes, "Hey, ugly. Yeah. Why don't you turn around and face me? Come on, bug face." The creature spins around in place. Its claws come up. And, the heavy lizard man steps forward and just draws this heavy blade down. It slices directly through 2 of the arms. They come off. There's a skittering noise as they start clawing around of their own volition. A little bit of a white goop begins to pour out. And it's a wide screech as it lunges, trying to still attack this lizard man before he just knocks it straight down. But let's see. Yeah. The spray gets on these 2 cyberknights. And the second one steps forward. These creatures are now moving around, still trying to get over to Micah. And then this cyberknight steps around, knowing he's going to take an attack from one of them. and gets right next to Micah, holding the heavy katana sai sword in front of him. He goes, "I need to ask you, son, are you okay?" And Micah goes, "Just help me take him down." "Yes? Are you here for them or for me?" He goes, "We will do what is right first, and then we will talk." The Cyber Knight, 6 versus a parry of 7. One of the creatures, distracted, starts going after the new Cyber Knight. Micah, though. Well, actually, it's the X-Tix's turn first. So let's see. The first one is dead, but now there's the 2. One against Micah and one against the new Cyber Knight here. So with fightings of a D10. First one, oh shit, Micah. That sucks, man. That's a 15 to hit. It's a hit with a raise. So that's going to be its strength, which is a D10 plus a D6 from the raise damage. 4 and a 4, 8. That's not enough, fortunately, for Micah. It slams into his chest. The heavy claws on the outside start going for his eyes, and he just manages to step back. It's enough to catch him by surprise as the other one goes in for the new Cyber Knight. Shit, that blows up too. 20. Okay, 21 to hit. Yeah, that'll hit. But this new Cyber Knight, let's see, it's a... it was a 9, but that doesn't blow up. 13 total. And a toughness of 17. Whew. Micah steps back a little bit, a little shocked, almost to the point of being shaken. But as he kind of gets a little second wind as these Cyber Knights come in trying to help him out, and he is going to go on the offensive. He's going to swing, trying to get this creature off him as quickly as possible. 5 and a 4, -1. I'm betting that. 7 and a 1, even with his point of fatigue, that's down to a 6. That parries a 7. No, he's got to get this thing. Come on. 2 and a 1. Last Benny. Shit. Oh, 6 and a 1. Micah continues his assault, trying to catch at least one of these things. He now knows he's effectively being watched. Am I being judged? So Micah draws a 6, the X-Tix draws a 9, and the Cyber Knights draw the 10 of diamonds. So let's see here. Character actions. Let's go to combat. What do the Cyber Knights do first? 20 carry. No, they're definitely carrying this. 66 carry mock. Okay. So one of the Cyber Knights, the large lizard creature, he's going to make a intimidation roll, which is a D6, trying to intimidate the X-Tix. Now, it may not work given the fact that these are a completely alien creature, but he's still going to try. Let's see, is there anything that they are... No, there's nothing that says that they are immune. Okay. So he rolls a 3. That's not a success, actually. No. +1 to persuasion, but this isn't persuasion. This is specifically intimidation. He goes, "All right, come on, ugly. Come and face me." But the other one is going to take his swing, trying to catch the creature that is fighting against him. So there we go. That's a 10, so that's a hit with a raise. So we've got our 3d10, which is such a fun thing to roll. Let me tell you, the bigger the dice and heavier the rolls, the more fun it is. All right, so let's see. It's 15, 25, 29. The 10 blows up. He takes this one down, not even a question. It steps forward. The claws come up. It goes for the eyes. And with the sweep, the katana cuts off two of the hands right at the wrists. More of this white ooze sprays out, and with a pirouette, he almost seems to remove the torso from the rest of the creature, and the two halves land in a heap. Let's see, so it's the Cyber Knights. with one Ixtixik left. He swings at Micah. So with this D10, actually, let's give him a combat roll just to see if this creature's smart enough. I don't think it is. Well, not that it's... I think its actions are alien enough. 84, spy, 96, vehicle. Spy vehicle. Spy... Oh. Here's a question. Is the guard trying to escape? Yeah. The Ixtixik watches. There is a gate at the back of the prison here. Of course there would be. They would load and unload them from a heavy truck, restrained as they can. The gate begins to open, and from that heavy gate, there is now just a vehicle waiting outside. Ask a fake question. Does Micah notice it? I'll give him a notice roll, actually. It's a D6. And it's going to be -2 plus -1. So it's going to be hard for him to notice while he's fighting. Plus and -1 from the fatigue. 4s. Nope. Micah doesn't notice. The gate just... And there is a heavy... As the gate opens, a all-terrain vehicle is out back. The guard just goes, get in, drive, just shut the fuck up and drive. And suddenly the gate begins to close again behind. The Ixtixik swings for Micah. Rolls a natural 1. Doesn't roll snake eyes. And now it's Micah's turn for the return. He's going to swing. He's going to use both swords, which gives him -2. So it's -3 total, but gets 2 attacks. 6 and a 4 for the first attack. That's a miss. And a 7 and a 3 for the second attack. Micah just tries to overwhelm this creature. The 2 blades just getting deflected left and right. So he gets a 10. Ixtixik gets a king, but the Cyberknights get a 5. So the Ixtixik. Let's see here. More than likely this creature's done for, but let's see. Amuse, 97, Vengeance. It's going to take another wild attack, and it's going to try to go after Micah, of course. Rolled a 1. Not a critical, not a snake eyes, but it's still enough that it just misses. And Micah, seeing this, tries to catch a swing on return. He pushes the 2 plates back together into 1. The 6 blows up. It's a 9 -1, which is an 8, so it's a hit. And now our 3d8 damage. Oh, shit. So 2 of the 8s blow up, plus a 7. So that's 16, 23, plus 3 more, 26. Micah, as he steps forward, the creature tries to reach out, capturing him as quickly as it can. And he just steps forward into the claws. The blade comes forward, and he just jams it right into its chest, center mass. And as the creature just burbles a little bit, it just still tries to claw at him. Micah steps forward and just with kind of like a little bit of guttural, just no. He drives it backwards. He slams it into one of the bulkheads. The wall shudders a little bit under its massive weight. And then Micah, realizing that he has driven the sword just past the creature and into the wall itself, lets the Psy sword, pulls it back out, and moves cleanly both through metal and through the creature. The creature just stays there. The exoskeleton itself now just drained of all life. And Micah turns, panting, just... Fuck. Okay. Oh. And as he turns around, he goes, right. You guys are still there. Okay. One thing. Micah does not let go of his Psy sword when he realizes that the rest of the Cyberknights are still there. And I think that is where we're going to end for tonight.